It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Hey, man, we're gonna be talking about Fantasia today. She feels like she was recently racially profiled at an Airbnb with her family, and a group of kids. I guess they rented an Airbnb so that they could do like a birthday party for her son and some small kids around the ages of 10 to 12 years old. We're gonna get into the tweets that she put out. We're gonna get into the photos and videos that she posted on Instagram and the statements that she's put out to the people. And we're also going to go over Airbnb's policy on parties because, I feel like there may be an element of racial profiling to it, but there's also some things that need to be seen in the fine print or just in terms of going over policies and terms that maybe people don't fully understand. So today we're going to try to evaluate if this was indeed racially profiling or if it was just a misunderstanding of what the host had in their rules in terms of agreement. This is not a video to bash Fantasia. This is not a video to bash anybody that's not of black descent. All right. So I just want to go ahead and put that out there. So the first thing that was put out was Fantasia putting this tweet out where she says, my stomach is so uneasy this morning. I mean, damn, that's a long ass tweet. She definitely got the paid subscription. Anyway, my stomach is so uneasy this morning as I'm riding back to my home in the cold and rain. I don't say much when people do me wrong, but I can't stay quiet on how my family and I were just treated with the host from Airbnb, trying to kick my kids and I out at 12 o'clock midnight. The host accused us of having a party with loud noises outdoors because they saw balloons being dropped off in a game truck with no generator in the early part of the day. The amount of guests we reserved for are the amount of guests who stayed the night. They never said we weren't allowed to have any company over. It's evident from the sayings on the wall to the outdoor fire pit, jacuzzi, and a well-equipped game room in the garage/poker table that people host parties and or gatherings here on the lake often, as there were weights with balloon ribbon left in the garage from a previous party at this house. It's evident to me this was racial profiling and the treatment we received was due to the color of our skin. I wanted my son to enjoy his friends 10 to 12 years old and make him feel special as I've been traveling for the last 35 plus days promoting a movie I starred in. I hit him with the flex. This time, I dare not stay quiet. Now, unfortunately, you don't want to go to the shade room because there's a lot of people that are questioning her ability to read the terms of engagement and agreement. I don't want to go there, but there's more to it, okay? So she put out some videos and photos. I'm going to share my screen with you guys so that you can see what's going on here. How many kids is it? They did like a little Sonic themed gathering here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 children approximately and 2 adults. So about 10 people, which is right on the precipice. Okay. The balloons and stuff are here. They said there was a party bus that pulled up with balloons. I don't know if these are balloons from the party bus or if these balloons were brought from Fantasia personally or if they were left behind from the other party or the other folks that stayed there previously. You see they packed up in a van or a SUV of some sort. And damn, is this in the house too? Like they had a whole goddamn foam pit. I don't know if you got a foam pit in your crib, man. You might be overstepping it. If you got a foam pit in your shit, man, what you think niggas gonna do when they get up in there? This look like this might be a public place. I don't know, but if you got this, you got rock climbing and all that shit in your house. I know something wrong. Let's just assume that this is a public space. Okay, you got bunk beds here, kids again. They did a sip and paint, as Fantasia said in her video, which I'm going to get to in just a moment. And we've got them still painting. They went out to the fire pit. They told scary stories, as she said in her video, which we'll get to in just a moment. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. All right. So on this post, she says, please read. We have lost our internal compass of love. Love moves us to deeply consider. It shifts us out of places of sympathy where we can gain a real understanding through empathy. Okay. When love is present, it overlooks your race, age, gender, profession, zip code, and even your past. This is what we teach and exhibit before children, and this is what we wanted kids outside of our home to experience as well. Being abruptly asked to vacate a house which proved to not be a home. Damn, why you say that? On the first night, while a diverse group of technologically and robotically inclined group of kids, one is a pianist, were winding down to sleep was unthinkable. Gaining an understanding wasn't the desire. While we were being screened on various Ring cameras, the happiness and character, quote unquote, of the kids present also wasn't considered. Right after a hot chocolate sip and paint, without warning, we were asked to leave. So at 6 a.m. in the freezing rain with sleepy kids, we loaded up 4 vehicles, respectfully cleaned and organized everything back to its original place, and we left. Logistically, some of the children had to be immediately taken home, with one stated they didn't want to go home. I didn't deserve to look or feel like I let my son and the other kids down. So they were originally told, I think, around midnight to leave. They stayed until 6 a.m. where I guess they were again demanded to leave. And they had to ride out and drop the kids off early in the morning at the ass crack of dawn. So now we're going to get into what Fantasia had to say out of her own mouth, because we don't just want to go by typing up words. We want to hear what's really going down.
The neighbors, I don't know if this is a color thing, and I don't want to feel like it, but my heart is completely broken. That they didn't call and say like, hey, this is a warning, maybe you guys are too loud. Now remind you, we had a sip and paint with hot chocolate where they painted Sonic. Give me somebody's picture so I can show. I think it's one over here, baby girl. Where they painted Sonic, drunk hot chocolate, and then my husband put the fire pit on and we went outside and told scary stories. Now you probably heard maybe 1 or 2 screams, but the kids were in the bed by 9 o'clock. What time did they call with the complaint?
Had to be like 11:30.
About 11:30, stating that it was loud over here.
They got complaints. There was a lot of noise.
Oh, complaints, a lot of noise.
We had a party bus.
We had a party bus. That they were watching us on camera.
They got a lot of videos from neighbors.
Oh yeah, that they have videos, but nobody sent in. We're like, can you send us the proof, ma'am, or can we see the videos? The kids were sleeping. We were on the phone. We were like, do you guys hear anything? The kids are watching a movie upstairs. It felt like a black thing. They made us get up at 6 in the morning and told us to get all these kids up and get out. They told us to get out last night. Oh, DJ, sip and paint, hot chocolate, set the kids at the table. Watched us at the Ring and said we couldn't have. So let me ask you guys a question. If you rent out an Airbnb, let's say you go somewhere for Christmas, you're going to see your family, or you can't have family over to the Airbnb, y'all can't eat, y'all can't cook, and there's a stove, y'all can't play the games that they have over in the thing, or go out in the garage if they have a hockey table. I'm confused, y'all. It feels like a black thing. And all of the kids that are here with us, they're not just black kids. We love people. We love humans. You tried to kick us out last night. Now we're getting these kids out. That's crazy. And I feel like the neighbors are sitting and watching. But that's all right. We love y'all. God bless y'all. Merry Christmas.
I don't know, man. What y'all think? Tell me what y'all think, man. I thought they had to load out and get them kids back to the house at 6 a.m. That light outside didn't say 6 a.m. I don't know. It looked like I was still in there. I don't know. We need a few more answers. Okay? Now, what I also want to pull up is Airbnb's global party ban that was released in August of 2020. So I don't know when the last time Fantasia tried to pull this off. I'm not saying that they violated the policy, because right off top, if they had 10 people, they were under the occupancy limit. They say today, August 20, 2020. Today, we're announcing a global ban on all parties and events at Airbnb listings, including a cap on occupancy at 16. This party ban applies to all future bookings on Airbnb, and it will remain in effect indefinitely until further notice. How we got here: unauthorized parties have always been prohibited at Airbnb listings. In fact, 73% of our listings globally already ban parties in their house rules, and the vast majority of our guests behave in manners that show respect for house rules and for neighbors. We've historically allowed hosts to use their best judgment and authorize small parties such as baby showers or birthday parties if they're appropriate for their home and their neighborhood. So again, this sounds like it could be within code. Last year, we began imposing much stricter limits, starting with the global ban on party houses, quote unquote, meaning listings that create persistent neighborhood nuisance. We also launched a 24/7 neighborhood support hotline in the US and Canada with plans for global expansion to communicate directly with neighbors and help us effectively enforce the party house ban. This complemented new initiatives to stop unauthorized parties, such as manual review of high-risk reservations, as well as restrictions on allowing guests under the age of 25 without a history of positive reviews to book entire home listings locally. When the pandemic was declared and social distancing became an important element in promoting public health and responsible travel, we updated our policies. We started by removing both the quote-unquote event-friendly search filter from our platform, as well as quote-unquote parties and events allowed house rules from any event-friendly listings. Most importantly, we introduced a new policy requiring all users to adhere to local COVID-19 public health mandates. At the time, most local governments were imposing strict limits on gatherings, which effectively created a form-fitting patchwork ban on parties and events. So, due to social distancing and COVID and people getting sick, they enforced this party ban. I don't utilize Airbnbs at this current time, so I don't know if they lifted these rules. I just know that this was put in 2020. I'm not sure if they lifted it since then. It's still on the website, still available. But even if they did, it's still at each host's discretion. Now, she said that there was a lot of proof of parties happening in that house. I don't know if that was from a actual customer that was there prior to y'all, or if maybe the host, maybe they actually lived there. They did their own party and didn't clean up, which is a problem. Let's be honest. If you go to somebody's Airbnb and it's not cleaned up from whatever the fuck they did before they left, that is also an issue. She said there was leftover balloons and all types of stuff throughout the home or the house, because she said it wasn't a home, goddamn. But yeah, that should have been a red flag number one, that it wasn't completely cleaned up from the last person who was there before you. Ultimately, I think it's a crock of shit. I think that they could have definitely let it slide. I mean, they were just painting. They were eating food. They had the fire pit in the back. They used what was there available to them, right? So I don't see what the big issue is. The kids were down chilling by 9:00 p.m. That's pretty standard. So I could see if they were out past 11:30, 12, to actually file a complaint from neighbors and stuff like that. But if everybody's in the house chilling and they're just watching movies, and you call us up at 11 like, hey, we calling the police, we putting a noise complaint in, yeah, that's some fuck shit, that's some bullshit, I'm not with that, and we're gonna try to figure out a way to get this money back. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, I wasn't totally convinced. I didn't look all the way into this situation with Fantasia, but as we've been investigating the past 15 minutes or so, I think that she's in the right. I think this is definitely something. I don't know if it's racially motivated or if the host is just a straight jackass, because there is a such thing as jackasses. You know what I mean? Not everyone is racist. Not everyone has a prejudice on people. And I'll be the first to goddamn claim it if it is, But I don't have that person in front of me to know. They might just been a fucking asshole. Whatever the case is, I hope Fantasia gets it rectified. Now that she's put it on a public platform, somebody gonna reach out to her to make that shit right, because she's a celebrity. And ultimately, her having an issue with Airbnb could cause a lot of her fans to not fuck with them. So that's one benefit that you do have when you call, racism and call things out as a celebrity, as somebody with a big platform. She's got over 5 million followers on her actual individual page, not to mention the other content profiles that are sharing her story. So I'm sure they'll get this worked out. I'm sure that she gonna get some credits, some free Airbnbs, all type of shit coming soon. And I got a message for this motherfucking host. If you didn't want her, you shouldn't have talked to her. Go ahead and free yourself. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. I will see y'all on the next one. Let's go ahead and get it one good time. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.